cluster of hostiles.
What's up, Armaniac? Trial Stasis here. We are back in the world of Splinter Cell, and now with more game audio. Do want to apologize for my last portion of this guy that didn't have game audio. I've since fixed the issue with XSplit, and we should be good to go from here. One thing to realize, we are doing the ghost walkthrough, so the goal is to get the highest multiplier possible. The best way to get the multiplier is to simply not kill and or avoid everyone. Now, the group up here is kind of tricky. It depends on where you get them. I've got them right over here, which means we want to use a sticky noise maker. Throw that right there. That'll pull them both over. Jump over. Make sure you spam Q on this part. They can't get you if you keep spamming Q. For whatever reason, Q just makes you invisible and disappear. If you really have trouble with it, you can use a smoke grenade. Smoke grenade will not be detectable. I used a noise maker to kind of get their attention drawn over there. Your mileage will vary. Other thing you'll notice down there, I got 350 points for dodging that.
Deploying now.
For you, if you take them out, you're always going to do worse. So keep that in mind. Dodging is always the best bet. You can still get a pretty decent multiplier, but you just want to be careful. And be careful when you move up here. Sometimes they'll notice, as you can see right there, they were hearing and noticing the thing. Of course, I don't quite understand here in a second when it explodes how they don't notice. I don't know. To each his own.
Looking for a match.
And unfortunately, there is no way to skip this part. Alright. So the goal here, be careful. Wait till that guy gets close. Open the door. Now we want to just bypass straight up here. The goal here is obviously to take down as few or absolutely none if you can. There are a few tricky parts to this if you're not careful. Specifically, this heavy guy over here can be a real pain in the ass. There are a few ways to bypass that, and we're going to try and do one of them now. There we go. And we made it through. You can also do a death from above on that guy if you wish. If you do a death from above on him, you're obviously going to get points for killing him, but you're not going to get as many points as you would if you simply bypass. Alright, here, your choice is kill or spare. I don't think it really matters. If you spare him, he kills himself. If you kill him, well, you get the satisfaction of pulling the trigger yourself. It's kind of up to you on what you prefer to do.
Location.
I'm just going to shoot the son of a bitch. After you take that guy out, make sure you restock there at the gadgets. It's critical if you're going to be using your devices.
I'll climb from here.
It's probably possible to make it through them without using it. I'm not good enough to do that. So I would definitely recommend picking up your smoke and or noisemakers. Or sticky cams. Whatever distraction device you prefer to use. This part of the map is what I call the Assassin's Creed portion of the map. I don't really understand why this is even here. There's a checkpoint before it, and there's a checkpoint after it, but as far as I know, there is no way to be spotted. There is no way to die here, and I just really don't understand the point of it other than just coolness factor. I guess from a gameplay perspective, it was fun the first time, but considering I've run this map about 5, 6, 17 times just to figure out the best ghosts method in my opinion, it's not as cool as it was when it first started.
I'm under the bridge leading to the village.
Sam, I'm seeing movement above you.
You can restock here if you need to. The only reason I can see for that to even be there is for people who forgot, or just to have you another checkpoint so you don't have to do the jump puzzle portion of it. Considering there's no consequence for failing said jump puzzle, again, not quite sure why it's there. Come through up here. If you haven't gotten the, what do you call it, the drop. The drop's in that tent right there. Once you get here, slide over here. Make sure you switch back to Noisemaker if you just smoke like I did. And then you just want to simply come over here, throw the Noisemaker. That should make them both turn away. Jump over. Be careful exiting. They can still pop you from there. Move through. Throw a Noisemaker. He's going to look that way. And you've bypassed everything so far. Oh, come on, drop down, please. I love how I'm spamming Q and he decides to go back up, which is supposed to require a space button. Not quite sure where that came in.
Escape tunnels. Shield their movements from flyovers.
Roger that. I'm seeing evidence of excavation everywhere.
Alright, up we go.
I'm tracking that data transfer.
So this right here is the hardest portion of this, in my opinion. It is absolutely ridiculous. If the dog detects you and you do this wrong, it will punish you mercilessly. So you need to be very careful about the dog. You may wish you would kill the little shit. That is definitely an option. Goal here is to wait for this guy to pad away, which he does right there. Just keep spamming Q and they'll miss you. You have to be very, very careful with it though. Alright, and then this is the last tricky spot right here. Throw a smoke grenade. If you don't use a smoke grenade there, that guy may detect you when you drop down. If he detects you before you drop down, you do not get your point multiplier. And that is a massive point multiplier right there. As you can see, that point modifier right there is the only way you can hit gold. If you do not hit that, you're screwed. So keep that in mind.
For the duration of the op.
Pretty much from here on, though, it is fairly easy to do. You're not going to run into any real difficulties or issues.
This place is big.
Engineers must have sent the local villagers packing a long time ago.
You think any of these guys were in on Blacklist 0?
I didn't hear first.
And you can just sprint
Engineers
on
are
ahead
borderless.
up here.
Could have been anyone here.
Alright, this is the last part of the mission. It's pretty easy. What you want to do is make sure that you slide over here correctly. Be very careful. You can be tagged as you move across. Hit this box. This box is kind of hidden. I've missed it on a couple of my actual playthroughs. It wasn't until just recently I actually even noticed it. So keep that in mind. I am going to switch over to my my sleeping gas setup now. I'm going to take both of them out at the same time. That's 3 point modifier. Because of what we've done so far, we can actually use that if we want. So that's the nice thing about getting to this point, because that last level, if you look down here, we've already hit the 5,700 point cap, so we are good to go. I'm going to throw smoke down here. Whoops. There we go. We'll see why here in a second. Drop, 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 and we make it. If you do not use smoke there, you will be detected, and you will not get your modifier. Keep that in mind. Also, don't panic if you get to this spot and you don't get the modifier. You're not going to get it till you, I think, breach the door up here. Which is one of those things that's kind of a little freaky for somebody like me who's looking specifically for the points.
Get the chopper off the ground.
On my way.
Slide down. And it's pretty much all gravy from here.
Compound scene.
You can't screw up, really, unless you just die, which hopefully you're not possible doing.
But not recently.
Breach the door. You can see there's your modifier right there. Bypass the scene. And then just basically spam breach the doors. Make sure you don't stop sprinting.
You can't put her down.
And it's pretty straightforward from here. You're just running in a pretty much linear straight line. Get up to the doors, spam space. Get to there, spam space.
I'm using the hook.
Spam space.
5 seconds. Hurry up, Sam.
Full door breach.
3,
And there we go.
2.
And as you can see right here, glorious gold. Awesome. That right there, my friends, is how you get the gold badge on the second mission in Splinter Cell Blacklist. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. If you did, please slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.